What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends? This is Coach E on behalf of Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep. We are accepting new clients on both sides. Now, on that personal training side, we are located at Fit Circuit. That is 22141 Rockside Road, Bedford Heights, Ohio, 44146. Now, we do offer one-on-one personal training, group training, one-on-one boxing cardio class. That is noon every Saturday, sports-specific training, and weight loss. On that meal side, we do offer personalized meal prep, catering, charcuterie boards, fresh fruit and vegetable juicing. Now, for us to get in touch with you and for you to get in touch with us, reach out to us on www.perfecttimefitness.com and sign up for those things previously mentioned. We are waiting to hear from you and can't wait to hear from you. Thanks for reaching out in advance. Peace.
Break.
Yes, my people, gather around. You're listening to Vice and listen to this new episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons, brought to you by Perfect Time Fitness with your boy Coach E, local neighborhood high school basketball coach, local neighborhood high school track coach, local neighborhood high school football coach. Also, most importantly, co-CEO El Presidente at Perfect Time Fitness and Meal Prep, head trainer at Perfect Time Fitness. YouTube, people, is where you need to go. Watch all these episodes. I tell you this every episode. I wonder how many of y'all really listen and follow directions and go there in his own game to the visuals that we are giving you. We got great visuals for these episodes. We got backdrops. We got flashing lights. We got people with calves, hats sideways. Got people with drinks and everything. There's a lot of stuff to look at. So go ahead. Follow directions. Look us up. Watch us. Coach E's YouTube page. Now, all that business out the way, we got the show to go ahead and handle with two assistant coaches on the left hand, my right hand side, Texas, Zen, what up, dude?
Yeehaw. Let's see. Look, so much stuff been going on. I kind of forgot where I wanted to talk about in this opening. Dang. I had something prepared for y'all folks. I promise it was gonna be good.
Joe Biden on the teleprompter again.
Whatever.
Fell off the bike.
Whatever, man. All right, but what's good, fellas? We got a lot to talk about, so I'm just gonna keep it brief. What's good?
Yeah, this show is going to be good. I already know it. That's what we do. On the right-hand side, we got the sideways Cleveland Cavs hat with the C. Hello, C sideways BC.
Cavs. What's up, E? Before I tell these people who I am, I got two things to get on my chest. First of all, charging up my Psyonix Aurora Pro camera because those drones and those orbs are in the skies, and this will help you see them. So go get yours immediately. Go get them. We got to enjoy all this stuff before it get crazy out here on these streets. We got drones and stuff flying around. But, I was arguing with y'all on the podcast again. And, I done tuned in to some stuff. Are y'all thriving or surviving? Oh, my God, I love that. I love that so much, man. But I got to correct. I gotta correct my incorrect brethren, though. Because that man, as much as I hate to say it, he's a unicorn, man. It ain't many coaches like that guy in the league, especially down at AFC North. E, you want to talk about all them other Kevin Stefanski copies? Harbaugh, Kevin Stefanski copy, the Cincinnati unknown coach, all of them is just so laid back. They just so laid back. I mean, this dude,
Harbaugh?
Yeah, he was laid back to me. The guy offered him his coat. He's like, "Here, you want my coat?" He's like, "No, thank you. I don't want to take your coat from you." It was just too gentleman-like. It was like, nah, that dude ain't like no Tomlin. But yo, man, hey, and I just gotta end one thing, man, with a prayer. Can I pray real quick?
Let's go.
Lord, after this show, please deliver me from the admiration of a certain organization in our football division, because I feel dirty. And forgive Deshaun Watson for what he has done in making the fans feel like this. Amen. It's not your boy, but your favorite grown ass man, Mr. Taboo Timmons. And I'm done.
You know the crazy part, Zen? He brought up a part of the episode that had nothing to do with coaching. They was just literally having a conversation about a coach. It has nothing to do with coaching. Wasn't interacting with no players or nothing. This is an old guy that's been on the staff for years. He supposed to yell at that dude? I don't understand.
No, not yell. He ain't have the oomph that Tomlin got, man.
Why would he talk to him with that? What is he doing?
But like y'all said, it ain't like Tomlin yell and scream. Now he will, because I personally know this. You know my story. He cussed me out for talking shit to him. But, and everybody warned me, like, nah, don't fuck with him. Don't talk with him. But look, he ain't got to do none of that stuff. Like, because what he do, he just walk in the room, got them big bug eyes. He talk with authority, but other than that, he like peer into your soul or something. He just talk to your soul, get you going, like you say. And it also is a challenge to egos, like you used to say all the time. You'd be like, you challenge a man's ego, it make you want to do better. I don't know. He just gets you riled up. It's just a man. And I didn't know that Cleveland Steel Company gave the Steelers their name. Never knew that. Never knew that.
That was a Republic Steel. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't like them, man. I've been hating them for my whole life, and I got to stick to it. Can't like them, man. 30. Can't like them. Anyway, man, what's on tap for the day, fellas? What's good?
All right. You take us on a roundabout trip. All right.
It's always around. Yeah, I had to fill it in, man. You was like, well, that's good. Like, you went Joe Biden on me. I wasn't going to say all that.
Whatever, dude. You was waiting for that. You've been waiting a week to talk about that, man.
Hey, Easy was like this.
Oh, man. But yeah. I want to start off in the world of college football. So I want to say congratulations to Travis Hunter for winning the Heisman Trophy this past Saturday night. Hey, I tried to tell you, Ashton Jeanty. Hey, he made it close. You made it seem like it was going to be a runaway.
It should have been.
Anything close.
I don't know who voted all those first place votes for that dude. Once again, not taking nothing away from him, but really, that close to something we've never seen before. We've never, like, not one, not two, never seen a player like Travis Hunter before, ever. It's not even close. Those people should never be able to vote again. I need to find out who it was so I can send them some passports or something to get the hell out of the country. Services are no longer needed in America. Ashton Jeanty, who is that?
Why you look? Now see you attacking the man, and I gotta come to the man
because he's not as good as Travis. Duh,
man. You want to knock it because he did it in the whack, but
not knocking.
Were you saying that he put up monster numbers, man?
Yeah, on one side of the ball,
and this dude is putting Boise State in the playoffs pretty much single-handedly, man.
Ooh, come that's on. Hard.
That's hard. What? Man, so what other group of 5 team in the playoffs?
So, once again, all they did was win their conference championship. If they didn't win the conference championship, they wouldn't even been in there.
And you telling me about Travis on both sides of the ball? Look, where's his team at then?
In the bowl game, not the playoffs.
Exactly, man. But I look, man, I had to shoot my man some bail. But
no, that's good. But you know what they missing? They missing that salesman. They missing Deion Jake Paul Sanders. So if he had a salesman like that, then everybody be talking about this dude. Because y'all ain't watched no Colorado before the salesman, Deion Jake Paul Sanders.
Yeah, and I wonder why. Because they have a once-in-a-lifetime player as Travis Hunter. So the nation watched.
Yeah.
At all times.
I still don't think they would get any press even with this dude, I think y'all would be talking
So-
about him the way y'all talk about the Gentry kid. Like if they didn't have Deion with all eyes on the school, and y'all watching this school who y'all didn't even care about before Deion, then y'all wouldn't be paying attention to Travis Hunter.
I give it to you. I don't think that's crazy to say that. Like, if you talk about it was Colorado with Mel Tucker still coaching them, it might be a totally different thing. I don't.
I ain't watched no damn Colorado.
Think about it. Even with Deion, the drop off on the attention of Colorado done fell off. With even as B like to say, Deion, Jake Paul Sanders as the head coach. So you tell me, you put in a different head coach, man, it'll get attention, but will it be to the magnitude that it is now? No.
Nope.
I don't think so. Because you want to hold on. I say this last point. Why I say that? Because he was at Jackson State, pretty much doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody was thinking about trying to give him no Heisman consideration then. I'm just saying, once that moved to a different stage, then it moves to a different stage. Hey, Steve McNair had Heisman consideration as Air McNair. He was sitting there in New York when his time came. Nah, you move that to Colorado with Deion and all the hype that came from him leaving Jackson State to go to Colorado and everything that transpired that first season into this season. Yeah, it definitely plays a factor. It definitely plays a factor. No doubt.
Okay, so let's break down the two things that we're talking about because y'all trying to make it one thing. For one, I don't care what team he went to or what coach would be at that team. The boy plays every play of the game at the highest level. So that's what I'm talking about as far as the Heisman. I don't care what school you at. If you doing that and putting up the numbers that he's putting up, you're going to win the Heisman because you're clearly the best individual player in college football. Kudos to whatever 2,000 yards Gentry did. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. But he was not the best all-around football player in the game of football. That's what the award is. So that's why Travis Hunter won that. So now let's. So what is the award?
If that's the case, then why is it so many quarterbacks? Why is pretty much a quarterback award? If that's the case, if it's just the best all around, everything lined up this year for him. Yeah, everything lined up for him this year to win it. Guaranteed. Look, had it been a quarterback, any quarterback that was worth a damn mentioning, I guarantee they would have used that as a knock against him with them not making the playoffs. Say it was a Caleb Williams type player that had his team in the playoffs. It'd be like, yo, that's cool. You invited to New York because the Heisman is just a quarterback award until there's nobody in the running to be considered for it.
This is amazing that y'all are doing this. Y'all are really trying to minimize what this young man is doing.
I'm not taking anything from this dude. This dude was great. He was awesome.
He was great. He was awesome.
But you got to understand, there's some other variables in play that also comes in to help for this man to win this award because there's not many people outside of the quarterback position that gets this opportunity. That's all I'm saying. But
I'm gonna throw something.
He the man. Don't get me wrong. He the number one pick in this year's draft. He's all that. Can't wait to see him on Sundays. But there are some variables. I gotta agree with B. There are variables in play that help get him over.
I got a question though.
Especially E, that the race was this close. With all that you said, the race was this close still. With everything that you just said. It wasn't a runaway. So that's why I said. So, like I said, if it was a quarterback worth a damn, if it was just like I say, I'll leave it at that. I know B going out, and I'm going.
I just got a question for you, gentlemen. Who got the tougher as far as talent pool in the division between those two gentlemen?
That's what you call it. That's
Colorado. Travis.
Colorado.
That's my point.
They got
Now,
I
now,
know.
now, hold up.
Right.
Hold up.
It's
Let's
not
not
a
say
pop.
Hold on,
It's
wait a
not
minute.
the SEC.
it's not. Yeah, it's not by leaps and bounds
But
between the
that's
Big
what.
12
But
and the
that's what
WAC.
I'm saying. That's what
Colorado
I'm saying.
does get that.
Could Travis still be Travis in a tougher division conference? What you call it? Division or conference? Conferences? Could he
Conference.
still be Travis in a tougher conference
Yes.
against tougher talent? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna see in the NFL the
That's
best of the
what's
best.
so crazy about this whole
Okay.
discussion.
Well, he won, though.
That's for
He
one.
won.
Yeah, and that's my point. That's the end of the whole
Exactly. He still
discussion
won.
/ argument anyway. But then now let's attack this other thing that y'all brought up. So y'all mean to tell me a man that comes from the HBCU that comes to a program that has won one game the past couple years, and in 2 years he totally flips this program, and now they're 9-3 in a bowl game. That's not good.
Yeah,
What are you
that's excellent. You
Yeah.
talking about Deion Sanders? That we
Yeah,
giving
but
kudos
all
to
you
Deion,
say-
but we just
all
saying
you saying is
if it
he's
wasn't
a
Deion, you wouldn't have paid
salesman or
attention.
regardless
He is
of
a
what coach does
Mark
that.
B, I mean E. Don't act like marketing doesn't play into this.
Exactly. That's the only reason he on TV and y'all watching him and people looking at him and they Coast Prime everywhere.
So
he even
these
had
are
Amazon.
the two people
Like,
that
we
we're
giving
talking
him his
about.
props.
The two
Right.
people that we're talking about are one of a kind, and Deion has been like this. Y'all acting like he just started this to get Colorado
No,
on the map,
but
but
it
this
helped.
is how he's been. I don't. Okay, of course it helped.
Saying the
but
same
that's-
thing. We all the same team.
E, that's all we saying, man.
Yeah, we said, but we said
Y'all
you
are
wouldn't have
really
paid
picking this
attention if it
apart.
wasn't for Deion Sanders.
No.
Like that's
No
all I'm
shit,
saying. It's the
because no other person
Exactly.
has his personality. That's the point.
Yeah,
That's
we
like,
all saying the same thing. We play for the same
Exactly. We
team.
actually agreeing. That's the crazy part about it. We're in agreement in this whole thing. But while we talking about that with Travis Hunter, all right. So what was meant to be the happiest moment of his life thus far kind of got twist and turn and upside down over these past couple of weeks. So he had an outstanding last game against Oklahoma State. I forget the numbers, but he killed it on both sides of the ball. Colorado won by 50 points. This is probably their best showing ever as a team. You know, game over. He go to find his girl in the crowd. Something that one thing led to another. He went to go hug her, and then he went to go give her a kiss, and she did one of them numbers where she just turned to the side, gave him the cheek. You know, cameras everywhere. Everybody like, hold on, this man just balled out, had the game of his life. And what's this girl tripping on? Apparently, you know, let social media do it. They said, man, she didn't like how when he caught a ball and went to the sidelines out of bounds. He said something to a cheerleader and she didn't like that. That's what the rumors is about. Why she gave him the cold shoulder after such a great game. Then comes Saturday night, Heisman. It's announced that he's the winner. And, you know, the cameras everywhere. And it shows the whole road that came to support him stand up. And then she was sitting down, and it took Deion to give a little shove and like, stand up.
Right.
Yeah, get up. So people didn't like the way she's been out here showing her support for the man. And then Travis had to come out and it was saying, you know, because of the attention from social media, she's been crying and been drinking all day. Now, mind you, this is a female, a woman that he is planning to marry. He's supposed to get married in May. Bought a ring that's estimated to be $100,000. Hey, that NIL bag is real. And so people, but everybody on social media is like, yo, one, could you see yourself entering a successful marriage at the age of 21? Two, how do I want to put this for my man? So a lot of us, we're looking at it from like approaching the age of 50 myself. Like, so, but I'm looking at somebody that's 21. So they don't have the wisdom and the experience of life that we have. So are we being a little harsh on the young lady who is now just entering this type of spotlight, this type of attention, and maybe she just don't know how to deal with it? Are we being too hard on her, or are these red flags that Travis should be paying attention to and shouldn't ignore?
You want to go first? E, you want me to go first?
Knock it out, Beezy.
I will jump in there because Travis, hey, first thing, 3 words: prenup, prenup, prenup. You better go in there if you can get a prenup because it's so many holes in that situation. Because they also said she came out said she wasn't attracted to him initially. I can kind of side with her. No Diddy, no homo.
Boy.
The boy is very funny looking. The boy is very funny looking. He like the bass player, Earth, Wind and Fire, Whoopi Goldberg, RG3, and Andre 3000 had an orgy baby. Like, just picture all that. You got Travis. But he a nice, sweet dude. I can see he a nice, sweet dude. He in love with the girl, but the girl don't love him as much. And I think she's a diva. She wanted about her. It's going to be a lot of backseat she got to take. It's funny because we had a discussion, me and the wife, we had a discussion about this same thing before this even came up, because we was talking about something else, and we was talking about how she thinks that a man should love his wife or woman a little bit more than she should.
I disagree.
Right. Exactly. Like, her reason was because that a man, it's easier for a man to leave a woman. And when we had a great conversation about that. I'm like, nah, I disagree. And I said, wait a minute. Are you trying to say that about me? Well, that was a whole nother thing. And it also brought me to something else, because I'm going to ask this of you, E, because I think me a little bit more than you. I got a little bit more of a diva. I know my cuz can be a diva, but she can also entertain ourselves as busy gentlemen. I know this is kind of a complex question, but as busy gentlemen in situations like events and stuff like that. Because I've been in that situation where you're trying to make sure she cool and you trying to like still be in the moment, handle everything, make sure she cool, you know what I mean? So as that, if you was in that situation, any of those situations, especially when she kind of snapped at him in public, how would you handle that, E? Just curious.
Well, first of all, you talking about the Adidas thing?
Yeah. When he said that's when he was defending her, talking about she was just upset about planning and woo.
Yeah, no, he was just making some shit up to get America off her back. First of all, she's dead wrong for that, because he signed a contract with this company, and that was mandatory for him to do a meet and greet. They have a certain time schedule and time length for him to be there to interact with the customers, take pictures. That's a part of his job now. It's been a part of his job for a while, but it's just Adidas now, and it's a major brand that he has to do now. So you really could have just stayed in the room or been walking around with the rest of his family members that was already there. They knew what he had to do. So they was just walking around, killing time, letting him do him, letting him work, because he's taking care of you. So just let him do it. It's not out drinking, not out in the face of no other females. He's not even worried about that stuff. He's freaking working. So she was dead wrong. I just would have kept doing what I was doing and possibly moved my spot away from that energy, because she was just sitting there pouty and angry. And the closer you get to it, the more you're going to pay attention to it, and the more it's going to distract you from taking these pictures. So now these people that stood in line for however long, mind you, this is in New York freaking City, at a grand opening of the exhibit that they had for him. Dude, that's forever for these people to wait. So now, as he's arguing back and forth with them, he has to take a picture with these families. So now Travis is a jerk. If he didn't come off the way that you expected him to, and you saw him with other people 10 minutes before you or whatever, now, man, Travis is a jerk. He's not a personable person. So now he got a nick on his name just for putting up with her trash that she was bringing to his event, which he had to do. So I just would have kind of distanced myself and tried to move away and not paid any attention, because it would have burnt you up. You know how it is, just like you was talking about that conversation you and Nikki had. it turns into personal after a while because certain things get said and you have a thought in your head like, well, damn, is you talking about me? So
Yeah.
immediately you thinking like, well, damn, you knew I was coming here to do this. You knew I was signing this contract. You knew I had to do all of this. So why are you doing this to me to ruin this moment for us, really? Because once again, if we're about to get married, it has to be a us. And you have to understand that right now. Because if you don't understand that right now, it's just about to get way more hectic. And you really ain't going to understand it then. So you got to accept that shit now and take it on the chin. You are not taking
Right.
a back seat. You just playing your role. That has to be a part of the role that you have to play in this situation now. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It has to be us or this shit ain't gonna work.
And that's my problem, because you hit the nail on the head. It's bigger than her in that moment, but him being the person he is, I can kind of relate. No, I ain't no superstar, but I done been in situations where it's a business event, it's a work event, it's a social event. And I know when my lady get ready to go and how we had to adjust this, sometimes I'll be like, all right, just go. I'll catch an Uber home, just go, because I ain't ready to go. It actually happened this weekend over at her brother's house. She was ready to go. It was like 11. We gambling. They had a crap table set up. Man, I was killing it on the craps. And I almost stayed. But we had to go get moms. We had to get my daughter for moms, Christian for moms. So I went on ahead. But a lot of times is that. But he being the person he is, probably who is more in love with her, he can't ignore her because you feel that energy.
Yes.
You feel it. You know what I'm saying? Even if your back turned, you feel it just burning you in the back. Like, just
That's what I said. I would have
Yeah.
relocated to get away from that. Or I'm going to do something to jeopardize this whole situation that we just got blessed to be in.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not going. This
right.
He hit it
Beginning.
dead on the nail when he said, he was like, a little bit, no. Based off of this man's actions, he loves her way more than she loves him. I ain't gonna say she don't, but absolutely, in his actions, and that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem because she's used to being the center of attention, it looks like, and she's not used to him being the center of attention. I'm sure he say they go back to high school. So even in high school, he was the man in high school or whatever. But I'm sure while she was in high school, her being light skinned and her having that pretty privilege, she was the man running around in them halls as well too in high school. So but this is a whole nother level. Now we going from
level.
Right, small pond. Now we going to the big pond with plenty of fish now. And now we're about to take this. And we going from a big pond to now we about to hit a whole lake now. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's going. What you trying to take back from Atlanta and trying to take it, man, there's very few people that's and I don't want to project that onto them. I'm rooting for them. I actually want to see them succeed, but there's definitely gonna have to be some attitude adjustments. And I'm kind of surprised Deion, being the mentor that he is to him, hasn't had that conversation with him, or it doesn't appear that way. Or he may have had that and he could have ignored it. You're right. So but I'm kind of surprised, you know, because like you say, prenup, because dude, it ain't no look. I hate to see you make a bad business decision right out the gate, man, coming up off a half because you was too hasty trying to lock this one down. That's what it's just like, yeah, man, he just moving a little too fast. But yeah.
So the one thing that I will defend her on, and this is like not with the behavior and stuff, the comment that she made when we first started talking, or like when I first saw him, he wasn't attractive to me. If you think about it, you was with a couple people at first. He was like, I don't know about her. But then once y'all start talking and once y'all start being together and like interacting with each other, you just, oh, okay, maybe she ain't that bad after all. Yeah, she's not the most beautiful person in the world or whatever at this point, but I can learn to live with certain qualities that she has and her temperament and her attitude. So that goes a long way for a person, and that's probably what happened to her. The way he's so cool, like he looked like a real chill, silly, fun type of dude that's very outgoing. So she probably fell in love with that part first, and like kind of not paid attention to the looks as the orgy baby, as you would call him. B. That was
terrible.
insane. First of all, yeah, that was crazy what you said. Anyway, but that's the only thing I would like say about her. But it's 17 other red flags though, so he definitely got to be careful. But I think Dion might have said something, but it's really up to him to listen and take heed and to follow up on it. But he still got to feel that way, whatever Dion is trying to warn him about. So until he feels that way, I don't see him making no kind of move until it really hits the head, if it ever hits the head. Hopefully it don't.
Too late.
And my man is getting married before he even experienced what NFL life is about. That word me.
Some dudes, some dudes like are like that. Like it don't.
You gotta have a female, a woman. I gotta keep saying female. I hear that's offensive, but you gotta have a woman that's like that.
Tell them,
like, you gotta have. You're right. It's gotta match. Yeah, you're right. But
bruh,
I don't know.
You gotta have a female who gonna sit there, shut the hell up, play on her phone, not cause no problem. This is small potatoes what it's about to be. Cause that man gonna have to do practice. He gonna do press. Eat all the stuff that y'all football players gotta do. She is on the back. She is NFL wives. She is on the back burner, and nobody's gonna know her name. Nobody's gonna really care about who she is. So she gotta get used to that, and she gonna be jealous. This man ain't gonna be in your face all like that. He got to work on his craft.
But look, this man has been playing football in Jackson, Mississippi, and in Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah.
He don't know what it's like to be in Los Angeles, California, Houston, Texas, New York City, Chicago, where some of the finest women out here running. Man, Miami, like, man, he ain't even been ventured to these places, man.
I'm gonna step on a limb, though, Zen. I might be wrong, but he seemed like a good old Southern dude who don't care about that stuff. He seemed like a dude. He ain't like Zion gonna lose his mind. I don't think. It just seemed like he gonna be cool.
Dwight Howard lost his mind. Zion Williamson lost his mind. They all lose their minds, B, because they ain't seen it and experienced it, bruh. Like, man, I'm telling you, all them dudes that come out with them the good old, like, I'm naive and innocent.
Yeah,
bruh, they about to, man, these NFL vets about to show him a whole new world out here, man. A whole new world. And I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna argue with you, Zed, because you a man who got
his mind. That's why I'm like,
a new world. And you lost your mind once upon a time. So I ain't gonna argue with you, Zed. I ain't gonna argue with you. You got some experience there. I ain't gonna argue with you. You see how he was like a whole new world.
His volume went up 8 octaves. Arms got to going.
Get a prenup, Trav. Get a prenup, man. Prenup. We want prenup.
All right. Now, let's go ahead and continue down this college football road. So this weekend starts the first ever 12-team college football playoffs. Yep. And The Ohio State University will be playing this weekend against Tennessee. Probably, to be honest, of the first round matchups, that's the most appealing matchup of all of them. And so, Coach E, break it down for us. Look, this is our last show for the year, so the next time we come back, it should be down to the final 4. If I'm not mistaken. Should be
no
down
Michigan in there, is it? We safe then. Ain't no Michigan. Oh, big wolf. Sorry.
Damn.
So, break it down how you see things going.
So first I'm going to start with the easiest route to the championship game, which is Georgia, in my opinion. That whole half of that bracket, I don't see anybody giving them a scare, a inkling of a worry. You could have Indiana or Notre Dame. Come on now. Then you could have Boise State or Penn State and SMU. Come on, man. That's one of the easiest freaking routes to the championship, which I could understand. They won the SEC championship. They also are a two-loss team, but without the SEC championship, they wouldn't be on that side of the bracket. But we have the hardest road. Texas ain't gonna be no slouch, but I do like our chances because of that factor that I always talk about, and it's finally coming true this year. Everybody must play in different environments and climates. So you got the SEC team coming up here in December, on December 20th at night in Columbus, Ohio. Dude, it's about to be 20 degrees at kickoff. Tennessee kids, it's a little bit different kind of football. Y'all ain't gonna be able to be just running around in the sun, having a good sweat going, warm up properly. It's a different kind of warm up in these temperatures. It's a different kind of mindset that you have to have in these temperatures. Those hits feel a lot different in these temperatures, especially to a foreign body. And I'm not saying that all the kids that we have is from Ohio and born in the cold, but they have been in this climate because of this. It's just we have the one up for that. So that's one thing that I can look forward to. Plus, I just think we the better team, and it's a home game, and it's a night game. So that's really playing into our advantage. So, of course, I got us beating Tennessee and going to the Rose Bowl to see Oregon, which is a neutral site, which is going to be a total different game played. Then we got that weather factor coming to both sides. You got a good climate in LA. So that's going to be a high flying game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, higher than it was when we played them in Oregon, just because how far both offenses have come and just because of that Michigan loss. I believe Chip Kelly is going to open it up a lot more than he has this year because he saw what he could have done in that film that he didn't do against Michigan. So I believe that it's going to be a lot more passing, even on this game on Saturday, even in the elements, the cold elements. I think they're still going to air it out because that's your advantage. You have to exploit and take advantage of your advantages on the field. Then you got that Clemson to Tennessee. I'm sorry, Clemson and Texas. I think Texas is going to run all over Clemson. So that should be the two finals on our side of the bracket. At the end of the day, it should be Ohio State and Texas fighting for that championship spot to play Georgia. So if I really want to be technical about it, it really should be Georgia and Penn State making it to the Final Four over there on the other side of the bracket. And the sad part is Penn State has an easy route, playing SMU the first round at home, and then possibly playing Boise State. I don't see nobody on that side giving them any problems, like I said, until they meet up with Georgia. So my Final Four to be Ohio State playing Texas and Georgia playing Penn State. And all in all, I believe it's going to be Georgia and Ohio State in the championship game. And we absolutely have the chance to win that game like we should have a couple years ago on New Year's Eve. As long as we play the way we're supposed to, using our advantages. So believe it or not, we do have the advantage outside in the receiver section because Georgia DBs, they got Starks, but everybody else is a little questionable as a whole. So I trust Ohio State's wide receivers, and I do trust our running game as well, too. Even though Georgia's defense is pretty damn good, but they never had anybody run straight at them. Everybody in the SEC kind of tries to go perimeter based because they have all that speed. It's only a couple teams that will go right at you in the running game. That's kind of like Alabama, which they had success running the ball against that Georgia defense. But all in all, I think we have the defense to compete with their offense and their skill players as long as Igbenogson doesn't get 87 penalties like he's accustomed to for Ohio State. He's one of the worst corners. I'm here to say it, Zan. I love Ohio State, but I hate Igbenogson because every time the ball is in the air, he never finds it and he never makes a play on the ball. He just grabs the offensive player, and it pisses me off to no end. So as long as we can keep him out of the way and out of one-on-one coverage and in those situations, we'll be good. So all in all, maybe I'm just being a homer. I do have us winning the national championship if everything goes the way it's supposed to go.
And if y'all lose in the first round, Ryan Day.
Out of here. Out of here. First thing
Hey,
smoking.
hey, what y'all think about B's favorite coach, Bill Belichick, going to North Carolina? You think he can have
Finally got a
the Coach
job?
Prime effect down in Chapel Hill? That's what a
No.
lot of people was trying to use as an example.
To a certain extent, but I don't think he's like as outgoing. He is actually, but I don't think in that environment he will be. He's kind of like a tone deaf kind of person. He's going to be him in that coaching situation. But when you watch him on that Manning cast, he's actually like outgoing and a funny dude. But I don't think he'll be like that with these kids. So basically, I think, and I heard Zen that he's taking that job to get his son pretty much to take over when he leaves, because only those first 3 years that he's really accounted to be there, so to say. So he's just getting it ready for his son to take over, and he's clearly going to be on the staff. But I think he's going to make a difference in college football just because of his X's and O's knowledge and his coaching knowledge. He's one of the best coaches of all time of the sport of football. So I think it will translate over to college. He's just got to recruit right. If he don't get the right players for his system and what he's trying to do, it's not going to work. I don't care how good of a coach you are. As long as he recruits right and get those kids there, they're going to have an abundance of NIL money to try and get people there. Hell, they already talking about going after Arch Manning and trying to take him out of Texas to bring him there. So if he can pull that off, that'll start the floodgates opening, because I'm pretty sure a lot of kids want to play with Arch Manning. So if they do that, that'll be a pretty good start.
You got pulse to the kids these days, man. Bill Belichick, does his name ring bells with these kids? Do you think they ring?
A couple, not really. It's not like how it does for us at all. Nowhere near. The real true football kids, yeah, they know, but they don't know in depth of like how great he really is. They just know the name just because he was Tom Brady's coach. That's pretty much majority of the time what they would say. Oh, you're a Tom Brady coach, and like I said, that's only the kids that are in depth into the game of football.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's gonna be good at all. Me personally, I think he's gonna be
Coaching
terrible,
wise, you
terrible
know,
record. I mean, because can he take that same attitude to the kids? Me personally, I don't think so. From what I hear, everybody, it was more like, from what the feedback I get, like he was more so like appealing to
the
guys,
vets.
like grown men, vets versus
Mhm.
kids. Kids these days, they get a little standoffish with that. Like, hey, go ahead, old man. But he
But
might have a girlfriend too. He might get a girlfriend. He might get
he
He got a
already
that's
does.
girlfriend.
He got a young girlfriend. That's what I was about to say.
oh,
So
he about to
he
be in heaven, boy.
he knows he can't take that down there. He knows that won't work in the game of college football. So I think he can make that adjustment. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people really don't give him any credit for his personality and the way that he can turn it on and turn it off. Because hell, Pierre, for example, he told so many stories on here about how he was funny and stuff in practice and how everybody
Mm-hmm.
loved to play for him. But like you did say, B, those were the veterans, but he does have that side to him. And I think his son being there will help him out. I kind of look at it as like the LeBron and Bronny situation. He trying to help his son out. Clearly nepotism involved. But I think his son being there will help him make that adjustment, because the son will help him. Like, hey, dad, yeah, you can't do that. These kids, let's switch it up. Let's do it
That's
more
who
like
he
this.
is.
But
You know
Bill
what I mean?
72. So his
Yeah.
son gotta be 50 something. Like, man,
He ain't cool either. Any Belichick
yeah.
son. He ain't cool. He can't get jiggy to Belichick son. No,
I
he
ain't
is
saying
funny
he
though.
cool.
He funny in a dry way though. I know what you're saying. He funny in a dry way, but I don't know. These kids these days, you know how they are. You
Yeah.
know, like you adjust pretty well. You know what I mean? Like,
But that's why I don't want to totally count him out and say, no, he can't change. He ain't never going to change. I'm going to give him the chance to change. I think he can do it just because shit, he ain't got no choice. He accepted this job for a reason.
he wasn't
Hey,
doing nothing else, probably.
He
He
could have
wasn't
got
doing.
hired at any job in the NFL that he wanted that was about to be open. He definitely would have
well,
been the
I
number
don't
one and
know.
number two
I don't
candidate.
know. I don't
People
think
saying
nobody was
Bob
coming
Kraft,
after him.
yeah, people said Bob Kraft pretty much muddied those waters. And that's what
Yeah,
had Bill starting to think like, yo, I I don't think I got a shot here. Let me go here.
right. Gotta do
But
something.
I don't know. I
if I
heard
had to
something
say,
different.
You heard something? Okay. Look, I'm going to say if it was for me, 50-50, I think that thing going to land where on B side, man. I don't think it's going to work for the simple fact old heads have not adapted well to this NIL era. They have not. You've seen a lot of them run for the hills. And I think he got an idea on how he's going to approach it. He think the way that I've heard him talk about it is how Nick Saban used to talk at Alabama.
Yeah.
And I'm like, at the end of the day, man, when it was all said and done, Nick had to go ahead and confess, like, man, I ain't about this NIL era, so I went on ahead and retired. Pretty much. He ain't come out that to be that blunt with it, but pretty much because all his actions speak to that. Him going down there to talk to Ted Cruz about the NIL stuff, all these actions let you know, hey, man, that he wanted back to them old ways. And Bill, and also his last few years in New England, he was doing some like I'm a little too smart type stuff, man. He was overthinking some stuff with some of the moves that he was making. So I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if the game done. I hope so, because otherwise, man, it might be a case of a situation of the game has passed him by. And so I don't know. But all right. Now that we done touched on it, we done tackled college football. Let's go to these pros, man. Let's touch on it real quick, man. We ain't got to belabor the point, man. Hey, we suck. We're bad. And this Sunday was just another example of that being the case. So, Jameis, it was fun while it lasted. He came in with a bang. He gonna leave out with a whimper. So Kevin Stefanski seemed like he done had enough of the high highs and the low lows. He said, hey, DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, come on in, man. Hey, I done had enough of this. So we had another poor performance, another poor showing, and now it's starting to pile up. So this is like the third week in a row of a poor performance, a poor showing. And so, it looked like we had a shot against Kansas City or a chance to make it interesting. And Jameis did what Jameis does, throws an interception. We lose Nick Chubb to a broken foot in his rehab. It's a lot of questions, a lot of things surrounding the Browns. So, fellas, what was your thoughts on this Kansas City loss? And if you would, for the people, what are some of the bright spots? And if you say what's our areas, our needs going into next season?
Right, that laugh tells it all. I'll go ahead because my little take gonna be not too much. I didn't watch it. I came back later on and watched it in the background. Highlights, watched it, long highlights, short highlights. Put it on the background. Look, man. Whew, this was rough. But DTR is not good either. I mean, he's not good. He's not a future bright spot. Kevin, going back to the Hard Knocks, man. Kevin, I could tell he really wants Winston to be good. Some couple things he said, like he was like, let him throw the ball, put the ball in his hands, let him throw it. He was talking to y'all hero, not y'all hero, the other one. What's his name? Dorsey. Like, have him throw the ball. He throw the ball. I guess that was against the Broncos. But past couple weeks, man, it's been rough. Jameis, to me, looks like he's tainted. He's still throwing interceptions, so it don't matter. Because whether he's tainted gunslinger or not, Tomlin at the end of the game and be like, gunslingers, I thought of E. I like that damn Evan. He think the same way. I like gunslingers, but he was talking shit about gunslingers. And it's coming to bite us in the ass. So I guess at the end of the day, we ain't winning either way it go. Bright spots coming back. I still would bring back Kevin. I know y'all ready for a change.
Oh, shit.
Like I said, yeah, Vrabel got fired from Tennessee. That'd be another Pat Shurmur situation when he was here. He was shit. Vrabel ain't do nothing to Tennessee. He was 54-45. I ain't impressed. Kevin,
You know
come
what
on
his
back.
roster was.
Thank
Hey,
Doing
you.
54 and 45 was
Holy
very
monkey.
impressive, man.
Extremely.
well, I still ain't impressed. They was shit. I still ain't impressed. Come back, Kevin. Running back with Kevin. Now the quarterback situation is interesting. Y'all say draft. You said there's not enough people to draft out here, and none of the mock drafts got us drafting a QBE. Who we gonna draft? I ain't seen nobody like you say. Ain't nobody out there.
No, once again, I don't trust these son of a bitches to draft anybody correct.
Yeah, you
So,
know they said they got some draft advice from a homeless guy one time.
yeah,
Like that's yeah,
That was
yeah,
Johnny
yes, yeah.
Manziel.
yeah,
That was Manziel, yeah. So
yes.
the Haslam still money laundering. I don't know. We talking about a dome. I don't know what that's. Man, back to the take. I don't know. I just don't know the future. I see Jerome Ford look like he was running faster last time.
Ah,
He broke that one. Right. It's bad when your highlight got to be Ford. Oh, Miles, man. Miles is good, man. Chubb broke his foot. One last thing I'm gonna end on, man. I was so upset. I'm like, what the hell happened? How did Watson got 2 more years on his contract? They
Dude, it
restructured
was
that
5
stuff.
years. It
right.
was 5 years. It's
It's been
always been
4
5
years of
years.
hell.
It's
It's
only
been
been
4.
three.
No,
Three. Three.
no. These is
6
lies.
games, shoulder injury, Achilles injury.
That's three.
3. That's
Damn,
it.
2 more years of purgatory hell. Tell I'm gonna bring him back to try for a third. Go ahead, E, man. I'm
But
upset.
I
Oh.
put a pin in that. E, go
No,
ahead,
go
because
ahead.
I do want to bring that. I do want to bring that up because it looks like that's probably going to be the Browns' best option is to do like they did this year in order to free up cap space, do the whole restructuring again, and have to bring them back so they can have some cap space to be able to, if they want to go out there and improve the team, they're going to have to keep them around because otherwise, if they would have cut them, then that's going to be dead money and they're going to be handicapped and they ain't going to be able to do anything with that. So that, but go ahead, E.
Lord, please
I just
forgive
wanted
him.
to throw that out there.
And I would love for you, B, to keep this energy that you have right here. So you have to understand, yes,
Okay.
okay, Deshaun has been horrible here. His luck has been horrible here. I don't want to say his play could have been a lot better, but it wasn't. But the actual luck, just like Zen just ran down, the 6 games, that suspension, horrible luck because all that stuff was so made up, it's ridiculous, and everybody fell for it. That's made up. So we got that. Then we got the shoulder injury the second year, and now we got the Achilles injury this year. But I want you to know that the front office is the one that did this. You're acting like it's Deshaun's fault for saying, yeah, give me $230 million. If somebody calls your phone and say, hey, look, Deshaun, I know you counted us out, but we got another offer. Would you like $230 million? You gonna say yeah. I don't give a damn what situation you in, who you like and who you don't like. You're not saying no to that. So that's your front offers and your owners that you need to have those feelings to. So just stop ragging on Deshaun. Yes, it was horrible. Yes, it didn't work, but they did the money part. So now we must suffer. But this Sunday, exactly happened what I thought was going to happen. Byron's favorite quarterback that he wants to start next year continued to show his true colors, which I tried to warn him about. It was James. I want him to throw the ball and the interceptions and the ball in the air. And I don't want to see it. You can't gunslinger Brett Favre. So that's all you heard. And now you see what I was trying to warn you about. James is an awesome human being, awesome person, just not a great quarterback. And this is not what we need. Yes, keep him for a backup bridge quarterback. He needs to help whatever young person or whatever new person we get in here to try and teach them. Hell, I can't even say a culture because the Browns don't even have a freaking culture.
Right.
Maybe Jameis can help establish that. And with the Kevin Stefanski thing that you're talking about, that's just another coach that falls in the line of yes men. Like I mentioned last week, we have never had a guy that was able to do his own thing. Kevin has to collaborate with so many people. He has to get permission from so many people. He has to get yeses from the analytics department who don't know what the hell they're doing. If we can't stop that, that's really digging us a worse hole than what we really are. Just get football people in here. This is the football game, like it's the NFL. Analytics, okay, whatever, use it to a certain extent. You cannot let that run your organization. We've seen so many years of this. DePodesta has been here for so many years, and we have gotten nothing in return from it. He's a freaking baseball guy. So whatever formula he thought was going to translate over to the NFL, just stop. It doesn't work. It's digging a worse hole. And get football people in here that know the league, that know how to do football things, that you can trust, and that can take over this organization and get it back to where we want it to be. So that starts with what me and Zen are talking about, Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is not going to sit here and wait for nobody to try and co-collab to let him make no decision about how training camp should be. Should we be hitting hard this week or should we be hitting hard today? Mike Vrabel ain't going to do that. He going to do what the hell he want to do and what's best for the team. So all that stuff that Kevin has to deal with, Mike Vrabel's not going to do it. So, yes, that's why I'm saying we need a guy like that. We need a hard-nosed football guy that's going to let us play football, prepare us to play football, practice like we want to play some football, get to the playoffs, and have just that edge on the team. We don't have an edge at all. We don't have an edge in any game. The intensity, yeah, okay, because you're playing the game of football. But the edge, that lasts all game, that lasts every game, no matter if you're down, if you're up, you have an edge to compete and dominate and kill people. We don't have that just because how the way the organization is run. So that's once again the top people that gave Deshaun the money. It all comes downhill, which is shit. Shit runs downhill. So now we're at the bottom of this hill getting all this shit poured up on us. So now we don't know which way is up. We don't know what's going on with Chubb. He broke his foot. Now he got a. I don't think it's so bad where he needs surgery. He might just have to just get some rest and let it weigh out, which they should have shut him down earlier. I understand you was trying to get him to come back. He already got his snaps. He already played some games. We should have shut him down like 2 games ago to prevent this. So now we got to go through another season to Chubb. I still want him. I still think he can come back. This time that he played, I think he been showing little bits and pieces of what he used to be. Not a full-fledged because he's still not 100. No matter what injury, just like when KD tore his Achilles, just like when everybody else had these big, huge injuries, it literally takes them a full calendar year and a full year to get back to where they were. He's not there yet. I think we rushed him back too fast just to save face. Why? Because the organization was scared of losing you, the fan. So trot this pony out here. Everybody loves Chubb. Go ahead, Zane.
Real quick, BB. I know you biting at the bit. Here we go. Chubb. We talking Chubb. We talking Deshaun. We talking Deshaun with a shoulder. And so we got Deshaun as far as injury history. Before he got with the Browns, he had an ACL. Now we got that with a shoulder and an Achilles. We possibly gonna have to run that back. There's a possibility that we're gonna have to run that back. Chubb, 2 ACL tears and a broken foot for a running back. That's a lot of damage and a lot of wear to his lower extremities for a running back.
Running back.
I'm like, something gonna have to give because if we got 2 dudes coming off of 2 years of major injuries, man, we can't look at it. Like you said, it's gonna take another whole calendar year. So the rust that he missed from tearing his ACL, then coming back playing a few games, and now some more rust from not playing, from being injured again. Like, man, we ain't gonna be able to use it come next year. So that's 2 guys we talking about. If we're gonna get something from them, it's gonna take them a whole calendar year to get through. I don't see us being able to do both of them. We're gonna have to choose one or the other. And I think because of Deshaun's price tag, it's gonna wind up being him, and Chubb we're gonna have to do away with.
See, I see where you're coming from, and that makes sense. I'm not arguing that point. You made great sense. But this broken foot, I don't think is going to have the biggest hindrance on him like the knee did with all that time he missed. It's only 3 games left. So it wasn't like he was going to be playing so much anyway in these 3 games, especially with them shutting Jameis down. I really and truly believe that they really might have shut Chubb down for this game coming up. It just happened to be a freak injury last game where he broke his foot. So I don't think that's going to be such a big a hindrance for him to come back from, because he already got that stuff out of the cobwebs and getting the rust knocking off from those knee surgeries. Those are the biggest things. That's the part that we have to see in the future, him shake that off, how he comes back in training camp. And with you saying that, I think that was you, Zen, that asked like another episode about the preparation and the training of the Browns. Is that it's a question because of all these injuries? That goes back to what I was saying. These analytic crews, they prepare practice and they try to say what's best for the players and like, let's take care of their bodies. We don't need to pound them that much. You really need to do all that pounding in training camp to get your body ready for what it has to do. Pause in the regular season.
All right.
I was trying to be professional, keep a straight face, but no,
Sharon, you ruined it. Sharon ruined it. I can't unhear it now. You got to do all this pounding. Everybody's ready. My fault, man.
You got to get your body ready for pounding at the Diddy parties. But that's what these analytic crews, that's what I'm saying. We got to get rid of them because every other team, yeah, okay, they have injuries. But look at their training camps. They battle and they hit each other. They kill each other in practice just to get ready for that long season. It's an extra long season in the NFL, dude. That's a lot. And I'm so surprised in the game, college, that these injuries ain't so widespread like that just because of how many games they playing now this year. Hopefully we don't see it in the playoffs because that's the extra games that's going to be the tax on their bodies. So hopefully we don't see that. But in the NFL, you just have to prepare these athletes' bodies for the absolute worst. So when that situation comes up, their bodies are used to it and they can bounce back and recover the way that they need to. But this analytic stuff, it's just not hitting it, man. It's taking so much away and it's hurting our organization because we got so many key people that constantly get hurt. These are like our big names. Chubb, Watson, hell, Miles even get nicked up here and there because they give him so many days off and just a Veterans Day. I don't hear that in nobody else's training camp. Like nobody else will go to a training camp and see Justin Jefferson on the bike talking about, oh yeah, well, it's just Veterans Day off. No, he's one of the best receivers in the freaking league. He got to be out there and practice and play so he can perform at the highest level when we need him to. We just got to change our whole thinking as an organization. Where we go now, I honestly think we need to get rid of Kevin to get a football guy in here. Kevin did what he did, and you brought up Mike Vrabel's record. Kevin's record is damn near the same thing, but Kevin's roster has been a whole lot better than Vrabel's roster that was in freaking Tennessee. My man did all that damage with Marcus Mariota and friends.
How many coaching years he got? How many playoffs? Did they go? They went to the playoff one year, didn't they?
Yeah,
I believe they went twice. Was it once or twice?
I believe twice.
Yeah, I think it was
twice. I could be wrong.
That game, they was in that game when the Kansas City run started because that's when they came back from behind and beat Tennessee, the Mike Vrabel Tennessee. Let's just say if he finds a way to win that game, will Kansas City be the Kansas City that we know now today? Possibly, because they still got Patrick, but anything would have been possible with that upset and them not getting off to a roll like that. So we just have to overhaul the organization, man. Right. It's not like we've ever been here before. We're used to it. So what's the difference now? Let's just start it now and get it right so we don't have to keep doing this, man. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah, he's right. It is, too, because I remember the first time they beat Lamar.
Yeah.
And then they lost to Kansas City. And then the second time they were the number 1 seed and they lost to Joe Burrow when they went to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, he's been
he had that Tennessee team as a 1 seed, B. That Tennessee team as a 1 seed.
They had nobody. Yeah, they had nobody. Mariota, he was a rook, second-year player, something like that. I
No,
know he came
that's
out.
he had Ryan Tannehill. That
Yeah,
was his
that
Tannehill,
other.
year
yeah.
had Ryan Tannehill. Yeah,
Tannehill was decent. He was decent. He wasn't great though. Yeah, I agree. He didn't have. I mean, I'm a Kevin Stefanski fan. I like Kevin Stefanski. Coach of the year 2 times, playoffs 2 times. We ain't gonna talk about that. I mean, but a lot of that stuff you said, but you also started out by saying it was freak accidents. I mean, you take Chubb, the leg plant, Pittsburgh last year, freak accident. Broke foot this year, freak accident. It's added on time because he already still was rusty. We all could agree with that. I mean, we ain't seen Chubb be Chubb, but who expected him to come back and be Chubb? I didn't. I mean, I don't think nobody did.
a
But
lot of
now you got a
fans
broke
did
foot.
for some reason. I don't know why.
I think they was hopeful. But I don't know because didn't they already restructure his contract? They
Hell
already
yeah.
restructured his deal. Yeah, so I don't think he going nowhere. But that other guy, oh my god, can we please? Is it a world where it makes sense where anybody would take him, or we can? I hate to
No,
say
they
cut him
tried.
because that's
They
just a waste
tried
of money.
already. They
Damn.
tried to put trade packages together. Nobody's touching that, B. We're screwed. All right. It is what it is, man. We're stuck with them. We're just going to have to pay him to stay away. Because just think about it.
For him to
No,
stay
I'm,
away.
yeah, I'm dead serious. Because you don't want to cut him because that's over $100 million in freaking dead cap money. That's a lot of freaking
Damn.
money. But just think about it. Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles the very first game of last year. And
Mm-hmm.
the way he came back, he wasn't the same dude. He still ain't the same dude. Kirk Cousins tore his Achilles in what, week 5? And he
Mm-hmm.
rushed and came back. Not the same dude. As if he wasn't like extremely great, but he was still putting up numbers and winning games and getting teams to the playoffs. But now Deshaun tore it very, very late in the season. So, yeah, he's coming back roster wise, but there's no chance he's about to be able to play next year just because of how long it took him to tear it. That was deep into the season. So,
Yeah.
it's not like he's going to be
Gotta,
back week 5 or 6.
I
It's going
gotta
to be way later than that.
This might be the opposite because those guys were good. He was shit. So maybe he'll come back better. Like what was that show? The dude he broke that thing in his arm, the little kid, and he started throwing fastballs. Maybe he'll be accurate now. Maybe he won't dance so much. Maybe he'll just. I'm just trying to be optimistic. Maybe he had enough
Oh,
time and cruises and all this stuff. Sit back and be like, okay, now I'm a real NFL quarterback.
or we can get all new coaching in here and then see what kind of player he is in a good offense.
We'll still be stuck trying to unlock Watson. Come on back, Jameis. Come on back, Stefanski.
I do. Y'all brought up somebody. Y'all no. Let me take that back. Y'all didn't bring up somebody that I thought y'all should have brought up. Jerry Judy, Roll Tide. Look,
Yeah,
that's a bright spot.
that
Oh,
is.
I
yeah.
want to know how bright of a spot is he? Is he good enough to be a wide receiver 1 on a championship team? You know how I feel. Of course, I'm gonna say yes. And you might say I'm biased, maybe, but
You are.
I have some rationale behind that. But I want to get y'all fellas' opinions on that one.
I answer quick with that, E. Yes or no. Long as four ain't throwing the ball, as long as somebody's slinging the ball, yeah, that man could be an all-star. He could be a pro bowler. He could be in the Hall
He
of
will be a
Fame.
Pro
Man,
Bowler. He a
that's what I'm
Pro Bowler
saying.
this year.
They
Yeah,
kept
he's definitely a
saying
Pro
he
Bowler
getting
this year.
separation. But that's only with the man, the gunslinger slinging the ball to him. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't mentioned number 4.
You mentioned him 3 times then. But I just need to see more. I need to see more. Yeah, excellent year this year. Not taking this away. But what did he do consistently in Denver? Yeah, total different system. Might not have been good for him in the way he plays, but you know me, I'm a consistency guy. So if I see it more, if he starts off with the same way he's been playing next year for like the first 7, 8 weeks, yeah, all right, maybe he is a number 1. Maybe we can start treating him like a number 1. Still think he needs help. Like he
Oh
needs
yeah.
somebody else, you know what I mean, to take something off of him. I'm not saying pressure wise, just balancing it out offensively with a defensive scheme that's just going to be made to take him away because clearly he's our only option because Njoku can't stay healthy. Tillman can't stay not being concussed. So he just needs help. So I'm still on the
Yeah.
verdict. He's my Giannis. I'm gonna wait till he shows me
Giannis.
greatness to say that he's great.
I got one question. When did Watson get hurt? What game?
That
Dang.
was
it
what was
Baltimore or Tennessee?
no, it wasn't Baltimore because Jameis beat Baltimore that whole game.
So it was the game before
It
that.
was the
So
game
that was
before that, yeah.
Bengals?
it was Tennessee then.
No, it was Cincinnati. Yeah, it was Cincinnati.
Hey,
Because Trey
Bengals.
Hendrickson,
No, that was
Cincinnati. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Henderson waved the trainers out. Yeah, it was Cincinnati. What was that, week
It's
9?
JOK.
yeah. That was week 9. Nah, week 8.
Yeah,
Week
see,
8. I'm just looking at the numbers, the before and after. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Like
They
this
numbers.
offense has potential if we can get a quarterback. We know what it could look like. That's the thing.
We seen it.
I don't like how we got rid of the run game. I don't like it. We need to run more.
Yeah, because I thought you was gonna say, man, Kevin damn sure was like, I want to see what did he say, number 5 throwing the ball. So yeah, I thought about you even when he said that. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I did catch that, but that you give a pass because he was hot. That's just like a jump shooter in basketball, not running the play for him. Yeah. That's horrible on you as a coach for not feeding him. So he was hot. So yeah, throw that bitch. But we threw way too many times this week for no reason.
Yeah, I mean he's a slinger. Plus Chubb, I don't know, man. I think we've seen the last of Nick Chubb being
as a solo back. Yeah. He's definitely going to be like a number 2 back. Absolutely.
Yeah, he need to send him to Pittsburgh, man. Go on, send Chubb to Pittsburgh. Man. Don't get it right.
Real quick, since we y'all been bringing up Hard Knocks throughout this whole pod. All right, so we got 2 teams in the division that's been disappointments this season. We got Cincinnati and we got Cleveland. Now we got Cincinnati, who has a hell of an offense, but a defense that's been subpar. Let's just to say the least. Now, on the other hand, hey, even in this loss, I still like what our defense gave us in that game against Kansas City. Whereas the offense, man, it's been a struggle. So if you, as a fan, which one would you have more optimism in? The Browns being able to figure it out on offense or the Bengals being able to figure it out on defense?
That's tough on there.
Offense, because they defense suck. I mean, they defense been giving up. I didn't know Joe Burrow had the most completions and the most yards.
Hell yeah, in the league. That man is on fire. Him and Chase.
His defense is losing the game. So you play Jameis, he gonna throw for 500 yards, and we gonna beat the Bengals. Simple.
But Jameis ain't playing, B.
Man, they are not in their right mind starting DTR.
Yes, they are. Why wouldn't they?
They going for a higher draft pick at this point. It's over, man. Get ready for 4 straight losses.
Yes, you are. And you have to play DTR right now. It's the last 3 games of the season. You have to give that man his just due. You have to get him to, because it's a business. You got to let him play. You can possibly trade him to get other draft picks, higher draft picks, or you just never know. Something could happen. You just never know. You don't want to just not play him. Why would you keep playing Jameis? What the hell is that doing?
Cause Jameis gonna win this game. Keep the Bengals out the playoffs.
I don't understand.
The Bengals already out of the playoffs, brother.
Yeah,
they still was playing for a spot. They out the hunt.
Dude, in the hunt is for TV, not for realistic.
Man, that's real, man. We had 3 teams go to the AFC North playoffs. We had 3 teams. Come on, man.
What does that mean?
That was last year.
That has nothing to do with in the hunt.
In the hunt can happen. Because you know who else in the hunt? Baker Mayfield. We wouldn't be in this situation had we kept Baker Mayfield. He is in the hunt. We going to the playoffs. Dang, I ain't wearing my Baker Mayfield shirt. Damn, my fault.
Thank you,
guys. On that note, fellas, I think that's how we gonna wrap up 2024 with right there. B talking about Baker. I think we started this podcast with with Baker.
No bake pack.
We go ahead and
Shout
end this
out to
2024
CJ.
with it.
Ain't no bake pack, CJ. You ain't talking that, smoking that bake pack. Yeah, where you at, Curtis? Yeah.
We literally started with that, Zen, because I keep bringing this up upstairs in my living room. Man, put on the Baker highlights. He be throwing bombs. He be throwing the ball deep. 20-yard pass. 25-yard pass. 18-yard pass. I'll never forget that. Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
For real. All right, fellas. We hear that sound, so you know what that means. Good pod. Hey, Coach E.
Yeehaw.
You got a post-game word for the people.
Yes, I do, to go ahead and close out 2024, Zen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, gather around. Take a knee. All eyes on me. Today's word is, are you your authentic self? If you're your authentic self, everybody will love you. You're only attracting people who are noticing that you are your authentic self. The moment you try to be somebody else, you're not going to have anybody gravitate towards you because you're not being your authentic self. It is you who these people want to see. It is you who these people want to work with. It is you that these people want to see succeed, not the representative you, not the fake you. So make sure in everything you do, be your total authentic self. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. It really, really makes a huge difference. Please, I beg of you, going into 2025, be your authentic self from this moment all the way into the death of you. Continue to work on your authentic self, but continue to be your authentic self. Trust me, it'll work out in the end. Win on me, win on three. 1, 2, 3.
Win!
It sounds so sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode of Coach E Game for All Seasons. Like we all said in this episode, this will be the last episode of 2024. Get ready for 2025. Got a lot of things planned, and it will come to fruition. You know why? Because Jesus already said it is, and I believe him, so you should too. With that being said, see you next year.
Thank you for tuning in to Game for All Seasons with Coach E. Remember to hit the like or subscribe button on Coach E's YouTube channel. To listen on the go, download wherever you get your podcasts. Also, make sure to follow Coach E on Instagram, X, and TikTok at BigF216. Contact us at www.perfecttimefitness.com for one-on-one or group training sessions. Our theme music provided by Mr. Taboo Timmons on SoundCloud at Mr. Taboo Timmons. Once again, thanks for listening and see you next week.